Hey guys, this is Hanshaw. Appreciate you all tuning in to our show today. Today I want to tell you about my 8-month stay at a nursing home here in Lexington after the caregiver slash lover friend that I was living with for 6 years kicked me out of the house after she moved her boyfriend in the house. And I ended up in a nursing home. Had nowhere to go. Had no one to turn to. Ended up at Bluegrass Care and Rehab nursing home on Pimlico Parkway here in Lexington, Kentucky. Be sure and remember that name. Do not, under any circumstances, put your loved ones in that hellhole. Bluegrass Care and Rehab on Pimlico Parkway in Lexington, Kentucky. I've got 7 pages of documented abuse that I endured, that the other residents endured, from about 12 to 15 of the corrupt, evil, wicked, mean, nasty employees. We're talking nurses, nursing aides, and the med passers, and the administrator, and the director of nursing, and the social worker. I remember, I'm just going to give you a few highlights of the abuse that I endured there. I remember one morning wanting to get up out of bed around 7 a.m. I'd hit my call light. And I wanted to get up because if I lay too long with my muscular dystrophy, I get stiff and it causes me other physical issues. I'm going to try to remain calm, so if I get a little heated, overlook that. I hit that call light about 6:45 in the morning. They didn't get me up till 11:30. I laid there almost 5 hours. Now, that was a very common occurrence there. I remember being on the commode anywhere from 1.5 hours without getting assistance off the commode back into my wheelchair. That was a very common occurrence there. I remember sitting in the cafeteria, one afternoon with one of the elderly lady residents. Sweet old lady, about 90 something years old. I was sitting there talking with her about her children and grandchildren and whatnot. And her nurse's aide, walked in, storming in there with a scowl on her face, screaming at this old lady right in her face, bent down, got about 6 inches from the old lady's face, and me sitting right there. And I'm not going to repeat exactly what she said because there may be children listening to this, but you're going to get the gist of what it was. She said, "Get that blank food down your blank neck. You're making me blank late for my date." Screaming. Had the old woman in tears. Me, I called her out on it immediately. I said, "Hey, what are you doing screaming at this old lady?" You need to chill out. And then she proceeded to curse me out. I went to the nurse and reported it, filled out a grievance complaint and all of that. Didn't amount to nothing. Not one thing was done about it. I remember another incident where another elderly old lady in her 90s, late 80s, early 90s, had a bowel accident in the cafeteria. She'd pooped on herself. Well, the aide became very upset. This was a different aide. She come over, grabbed her wheelchair and pushed her to the room really fast. So much so the old woman was hanging on with her head back. Scared her. I'm watching all this. I'm watching them like a hawk. Watching them. And gets back to the room, and I followed just to see what this aide was going to say or do to this vulnerable, elderly, sick woman. So I followed them to the room. I sat outside in the hallway. They didn't know I was there. There was two of them. And they told that old woman, we're getting tired of you shitting in your pants. You clean it up yourself. And threw her a roll of paper towels. Well, the poop, but this time, some of it had gotten on the floor. This old woman got out of her wheelchair onto the floor and started to wipe that up with them paper towels, crying, sobbing, and those two aides yelling at her. I went immediately and reported that. Oh, to the doctor. Oh, it'll be taken care of. You need to worry about Vaughn, not about everybody else. You need to worry about Vaughn. I said, no, I need to worry about these residents in here getting abused. That's what I need to worry about. Nothing was done about that. Another incident. There was a big black man passed the medication. Big guy. Three wait around kind of guy. Big bully. You don't bully me. He found that out quick. Well, sort of he did. I'll tell you what I mean by that in a minute. But you don't bully Von Hanshaw. Not by a long shot. So I was on the commode, had been in there about an hour and 45 minutes. The light on the outside hallway was flashing. That indicated I needed help. Okay? Now this was a common occurrence. Normal. And I've got all this documented. Every bit of this. He comes in there, and the way get on and off of the commode from my wheelchair is I pull up beside it and I scoot. I'm not to be lifted because it could injure me. I scoot back and forth. He comes in and I'm proceeding to get my underwear and pants up, and he says, "We're not going to do all this." He said, "Hell no." And he reaches down without any warning. Didn't tell me what he was going to do, didn't ask. Just did it. He reaches down and gets me under my arms and behind my pants, jerks me up, and throws me in my wheelchair. And I landed against the wall, and my head and arm hit the wall, and my chair shook. I landed so hard. This shoulder is still injured over that shit. I went and told the nurse, because therapy had already evaluated me on how to be transferred. I was not to be lifted. I was not to be lifted. And after he did that little escapade, I said, "That's a good way to get your black ass sued." "Oh, I've heard it all before, man. You got in your chair, didn't you?" That's what he said to me. One reported it, not a thing was done about that. "Oh, we'll take care of it, Vaughn. No worries." Nothing was done. As far as I know, he's still over there at that nursing home doing the same stuff to them residents. That's Bluegrass Care and Rehab in Lexington, Kentucky on Pimlico Parkway. Do not, if you have a loved one that you love, do not send them to this facility. They will get either and or physically, verbally, or psychologically abused and neglected. Now, are all the employees there bad? No. There's about 12 or 15 that make it a nightmare. But those 12 to 15 are very influential in that facility. Now, why is that? I don't know. But that's how it is. Now, another story comes to mind. I've got all this documented. There were about 3 or 4 nurses, nursing aides, whatever they are over there, that broke into my room. They caught me gone, and they broke into my room. They went through all of my stuff. Why'd they do that? Well, come to find out, they did that because now this is what I was told. They thought I was an undercover police officer in there watching them. Now, you talking about paranoid. I'm going to calm down. If they're doing their job the right way, why should they worry about who I am or what I'm doing? Why? Now, if they're guilty of misdeeds and misconduct and abuse, then I could see why they might be worried about me. Because I wasn't on medication. They couldn't put me on medicine and sit me in a corner and let me pass out like they did most of them. I was fully cognizant, fully alert, fully aware, eyes straight on every one of them. Watched them like a hawk. Watched them. And that's why I was reported to the admin, the DON, and the social worker, quote, now I'm quoting here, quote, for watching them like a cop. And when I was called into that meeting, I said, how exactly does that look? What's that look like? How does a cop watch people? What's that look like? I don't know. But that's what they told the powers that be over there. I was assaulted once by the black man in the bathroom. A couple of months later, I was assaulted by a resident right in front of the nurse's station. Unprovoked, unwarranted. I was just sitting there, waiting on my buddy to come out of his room. They turned that on me. Not one time did the administrator or the director of nursing or the social worker or my unit manager ever apologize to me for me getting assaulted 2 times. Not 1 time. No, they all turned that on me. Why'd they do that? Because they knew that I was on to their shenanigans. They knew that I knew what they were up to. They knew it, and they know it now. And they don't know what I'm going to do about it. But if they're watching this, you can each rest assured that I'm doing something about that right now. Rest assured. You've not seen the last of Hanshaw. Rest assured of that. I'm coming after your licenses. I'm coming after your jobs. Not one that's in my document. And I'm not calling names on this video, but they're in my document that I've turned in. Not one of you need to work in or near a nursing home near where you're taking care of elderly, disabled, sick, vulnerable people. You don't need to be near us. I wouldn't hire you to work at a dog kennel. But you certainly don't need to be working with the fragile, elderly, disabled people. That's why 39 people died during those 8 months I was there. AIDS, taking multiple smoke breaks per shift. And me sitting right there watching them walk out the damn door. There's about 4 or 5 over there that take multiple smoke breaks a day. And that's why the residents are neglected. And those are the ones that turned me in for staring at him like a cop. What a joke. What a joke. What a pathetic joke you people are. But you didn't know who you had under your roof. You didn't know me. You're going to know me. You're not going to forget my name. For as long as you live on this planet, you're not going to forget Vaughn Hanshaw's name. Because when I left September the 11th, and you thought it was over, I was done, that you were done with me, it just got started. Wheels are turning now in your direction. And I don't care if you're still working over there or not. We're coming after you. Each one of you. So if you have any sense, you'll quit over there and get a job flipping a burger if they'll hire you. I wouldn't, but somebody might. Anyway, I could tell you story after story about that place. None of them's good. It's all bad. It's all horrible. If you have family members at Bluegrass Care and Rehab nursing home in Lexington on Pimlico Parkway, do your level best to get them removed from that facility. That building, that facility needs shut down today. That's all I've got. Y'all take it easy. If y'all like this, hit the subscribe button. We'll catch y'all next time. Bye-bye.